All right, we are back. This is video number 7 in the series, and I don't think I numbered the last video after the second rubber stage. So here we are at the end of the third rubber stage. This is my fill coat, where I try to create a little bit more of substance to the rubber mold. This took me a little bit longer than the previous 2 rubber stages. I had a number of things to do, but basically it took me almost 2 days' work to do this. And I used about 20 of those containers. So just know that this will take a little bit more time, a little bit more rubber than the first couple of stages. And so I'm trying to achieve 2 things basically with this stage. Number 1, as I said, create a thicker rubber that will give me a little bit more strength and heft so that it sits in the mother mold nicely, lays down nicely. And the other thing I want to do is to make sure that I am prepping the surface now for easy release from the mother mold. And to that end, I want to think about all of my high points and low points as kind of replicating a certain kind of form. So with my high points, I'm thinking about a cone or a pyramid, a form that sort of starts at a high point and then fans out laterally. So with the nose, I want it to come down like this, no undercuts, nothing that sort of comes down and then goes underneath. It's got to come, straight down like this. You can imagine any kind of an undercut if you're trying to pull a mother mold out from that point and you're catching it on that surface. It's going to really complicate the release of the mother mold from the rubber mold. So conversely, with my recessions here, I want to think about an inverted cone or inverted pyramid, something that is sort of diving in this way, easy release. So with the rubber, the beauty of the rubber is you can pull it around a corner, right? It's got that flexibility. So with this leg here, you can pull the rubber around the corner. But something like a fiberglass mother mold, obviously, you're not going to be able to pull around the corner. So it really pays dividends to take time at this stage and make sure that you're creating easy release for the mother mold. Something that's going to help that too is each of these sections of mother mold I'm going to divide in 2. So this area up here, it'll actually be two molds. I'll have a dividing line here and a mother mold here and here. They'll be bolted together. So if this does not release easily, I can take those bolts out and release these separately. And by pulling sideways, I'll be able to overcome any little problems I may have created in terms of an undercut that I didn't catch at this stage. All right. So materials are basically the same except for the addition of this thickener to the rubber agent that I talked about last time or the time before. So this goes on 5%, no more than 5% by weight to whatever mixture of rubber that you have. So this is something that you can weigh out a couple of times and then just visually kind of see about how much you need. And you've got some, you have some wiggle room in terms of how much you use. I applied the rubber differently. I used various sort of spatula or spatula forms. So this is my primary tool. It's a pie server. It's got a flexible blade and smaller palette knives. Again, with flexible blades are nice. A rubber spatula for some areas, and even a rubber spoon or a wooden spoon in a couple areas. And then if an area got really rough, I could smooth it out with a piece of flashing, what I use for the shim area, for the shims. All right, so that is my third rubber stage. So now I can move on to my 4th and final rubber coating stage, which is my finish coat. And the purpose of that would just be to quiet the surface. So even though I use tools, I tried to get the surface as smooth as I could. It's still a little rough, so that final coat will smooth it down a little bit more. All right, and I will come back after that point.